The land isn't quiet anymore. It hums beneath the surface like it's holding secrets too heavy to stay buried. The wind carries whispers of broken promises, of men who took more than they were ever owed. The oil still flows, but it's thicker now, darker, heavier, mixed with guilt, greed, and the ghosts of those who built empires on dust. This time, it's not just the ground that's cracking, it's the people standing on it. The sun rises slow, heavy, and red over the endless stretch of oil rigs. Machines wake before the men do, pulling life from the dirt, groaning and grinding like tired beasts chained to the earth. Dust hangs in the air, thick as smoke, coating every sign, every truck, every face that passes. Out here, everything smells like fuel and fire. Even the air feels flammable. A road cuts through the wasteland, long and empty, except for a single truck rolling down the middle of it. The driver's hands grip the wheel tight, his knuckles white, his eyes tired. The radio crackles with an old country song about home, but there's no home left here. Just contracts, deals, and land, worth more than the souls that work it. The fields look the same, but something's changed. The wells dig deeper, the nights feel longer, and the silence is filled with something uneasy, like the land itself is holding its breath. Every worker knows it. They feel it when they drill, when the ground trembles back at them. There's a tension now, a pulse under the soil waiting for something, or someone, to break it open. Far away, smoke rises where the last deal went wrong. People are gone, but their mistakes still echo. A storm is forming in the distance. You can see it in the clouds, in the shimmer of heat, in the way the birds fly off all at once. There's a shift coming, and no one out here is ready. Somewhere in that haze, a figure stands on the ridge, looking down at it all. The rigs, the fire, the broken promises that made this place. He's come back to finish what he started, maybe to make it right, or maybe just to burn it all down. The land remembers everything, every deal, every betrayal, every lie whispered over a handshake. It holds those memories in silence, buried deep beneath the dust and the drill lines. The people who thought they could walk away from it were wrong. The land doesn't forget. It waits. The news hit first. Small towns waking to headlines that shook their quiet mornings. Pipeline disaster leaves town in ruins. Energy titan under fire. Land rights turn deadly. The word spread faster than fire, reaching places the company thought no one would ever look. Coffee cups dropped, phones rang, and somewhere in those stories, familiar names reappeared. Names that were supposed to be buried right alongside the truth. Old faces begin to re-emerge from the shadows. Some look older, worn down by the price of their choices. Others carry the same ambition in their eyes, only sharper now. They've seen what greed does. They've seen the land take back what it's owed, but still they can't let it go. Because here, money doesn't just build empires, it buys forgiveness. The oil fields look calm on the surface, but beneath that calm is a storm, ready to tear everything apart. A worker lights a cigarette by the rig, watching the flames dance too close to the pipes. A woman in a worn jacket opens a file full of old photographs. Proof of what happened that night, proof of who gave the order. A man sitting alone in a dark office rewinds security footage again and again, searching for the moment he lost control. Somewhere in the city far from the dirt and the drills, men in suits sit around polished tables pretending their hands are clean. They talk in numbers, in profits, in acres. They call it business. But out here, the people call it what it is, blood on the soil. The silence between these worlds is starting to break. Farmers gather at county lines holding signs, their faces half covered with dust and anger. This is our land. We won't move again. The air shakes with the sound of helicopters, cameras, and promises that won't be kept. It's a war without uniforms, fought with paperwork, power, and pride. And somewhere in that chaos, a single file goes missing. A signature vanishes. A witness changes their story. It's enough to shift the balance again. It's enough to bring them all back here, to the place where it started. They said the land was cursed. Maybe it was never cursed at all. Maybe it's just tired of being taken from. The earth doesn't care who owns it. It only knows who's hurt it. And now it's time to collect. Dust rolls across the horizon like smoke from a fire that never went out. The same roads, the same rigs, the same mistakes, but something feels different. The wind has changed direction, the ground shakes with a warning, and those who thought they could walk away from their past are about to learn that the land never lets go. The land has stopped whispering. Now it roars. The ground trembles like something alive beneath it, and everyone can feel it. The workers, the families, even the men in their glass towers miles away. What was once a business is now a battlefield. What was once profit is now survival. A new company has moved in, younger, hungrier, colder. Their logo shines on fresh trucks and new helmets, but their promises sound just like the old ones. Fast money, clean energy, no risk. They arrive with smiles and contracts, shaking hands with the same charm that poisoned this place before. But the people have learned. They sign nothing now without looking over their shoulders. Meetings are no longer quiet. Boardrooms turn into war rooms. Executives speak in coded language, their voices low but sharp. They talk about expansion, territory, and pressure. What they really mean is control. The land is divided again, split between those who want to save it and those who want to squeeze it dry. Out in the fields, the air feels heavier. A worker looks up at a drone hovering overhead, its camera blinking red, watching, recording. Another man finds his tires slashed. A letter with no name slides under a door. Stop digging. It's no longer just business, it's intimidation. The protests grow louder. Farmers chain themselves to gates. Reporters get pushed away from restricted zones. Police lines stretch thin between anger and order. It's not about oil anymore, it's about power. Who owns it? Who controls it? Who gets crushed under it? Somewhere in all this noise, alliances begin to form. Fragile, dangerous ones. The daughter of a fallen oil man makes a deal with the very activist who tried to destroy her father's empire. An old rig supervisor, fired and forgotten, returns to expose everything he once helped hide. A young lawyer from the city risks everything to bring the truth to light, not realizing that truth is more expensive than oil out here. The nights grow longer, the rigs never stop. Flames light the horizon, flickering like warning signals. Every phone call carries a secret. Every handshake hides a weapon. The land feels restless, like it's waiting for someone to make the first move. In a hotel room on the edge of nowhere, a man studies a map spread across a table. The same land parcels from Season 1, but new lines are drawn in red. Someone's been buying, piece by piece, quietly and quickly. The old owners don't even know they've sold yet. By the time they do, it'll be too late. And then it happens. A drilling site collapses without warning. Sirens echo through the valley. Fire rises, painting the night in orange and fear. People run, shouting names lost in the noise. For a moment, everything stops. And then the world explodes again. In the city, the phones ring, lawyers panic, investors disappear. Out here, people pick through the ashes, searching for answers that nobody wants to give. The new company blames the weather, the workers blame the greed, but deep down, they all know the truth. The land finally fought back. It's not just a business war anymore, it's a reckoning. Deals will break, promises will burn, and the same land they fought over for generations will decide who deserves to stay and who doesn't. In the distance, thunder rolls. Or maybe it's another explosion. The camera pulls back. The fields stretch endlessly, glowing in the firelight. A new day is coming, but it's not bringing peace, it's bringing payback. The land has chosen its side. Every story here bleeds into another. Out on this land, nobody is innocent. Every face hides a past, every voice carries a secret, and every choice comes with a price. The land might be the stage, but it's the people who make it burn. He's back. The man who walked away when the fields were still alive with promise. The one who thought distance could wash off the dirt. His name is spoken in whispers now, half with fear, half with hate. Some call him the traitor. Some call him the only one who ever told the truth. His truck rolls back into town at sunset, covered in dust and regret. He's not here to make peace. He's here to end what he started. Then there's her, the woman who wears her grief like armor. She once believed in the promise of clean deals and fair wages, but that dream went up in smoke with her brother's last shift on the rig. She doesn't talk much now, just listens and waits. Every night, she walks the edge of the field, watching the pumps rise and fall, as if counting each lie the company ever told. They say revenge is cold, but in her eyes, it burns. The old foreman still walks with a limp, a reminder of the explosion that took everything but his guilt. He knows where the cracks are. In the land, in the company, in himself. He keeps his helmet hanging by the door like a trophy he never earned. The papers he's been hiding could change everything, but he's not sure anymore if truth is worth the cost it demands. Some debts can't be paid with money. And then there's the stranger, the new player, a smooth-talking executive with a handshake that feels like a trap. He's charming, calm, too clean for this place. He tells the town he's here to rebuild, to bring jobs, to make it right. But his eyes don't match his smile. He's not here to save anyone. He's here to claim what's left. And the land can feel it, like a predator has just stepped into the cage. Around them, the town moves like a heartbeat, slow, heavy, and tired. The diner still smells like coffee and diesel. The bar still fills at night with men who drink to forget what's under their boots. The church bells still ring on Sundays, though fewer people show up now. Everyone's waiting, not for salvation, but for the breaking point they all know is coming. Somewhere in a small trailer at the edge of the property, a young woman stares at her screen, scrolling through files stolen from the company's server. Names, numbers, transactions, proof. She's scared, but she keeps going. Every click is a step deeper into the truth, a truth that could destroy everything. Her father's name is on that list. She doesn't close the file, she just keeps reading. The music of the land changes. No longer the steady rhythm of the pumps, but a rising, tense hum. People begin to notice things. Headlights parked too long on dirt roads, helicopters flying low at night, envelopes left on doorsteps with no return address. The air feels electric, alive with danger. Everyone is watching everyone, and in the middle of it all, the land waits, silent but aware. The cracks in the soil mirror the cracks in their hearts. Each character stands at the edge of their own decision, knowing the next move could either save them or destroy what little they still have left. They say power belongs to those who take it. But here, the land decides who gets to keep it. And it's watching them all. The liar, the fighter, the dreamer, the ghost, waiting to see who will stand and who will sink into the dirt like all the others before them. Out here, every breath feels borrowed. Every sunrise feels like a warning. Every choice leaves a mark too deep to heal. The people came for the land. The land took everything else. The air turns heavy before the storm. The land feels alive again, restless, breathing hard. It shakes under the weight of everything that's been done to it. The wind screams through the rigs like a warning no one wants to hear. Out here, the sky burns orange and the ground hums with anger. The town hasn't slept in days. Everyone's waiting for something, they just don't know what. Trucks roll in and out at night with their lights off. Men whisper in parking lots, exchanging flash drives like weapons. Somewhere, a deal is being made that could change everything. Somewhere else, a lie is being told that could end it all. The tension spreads like fire through dry grass. In the city, boardroom glass trembles as executives argue behind closed doors. One of them has gone missing. Another one's been bought. A voice on the phone says, "We've lost control." Out in the desert, people already knew that. Control was gone the moment they drilled too deep. The woman with the grief still walks the fields at night, only now she's not alone. She meets the man who left years ago, the one who said he'd never come back. Their eyes say more than their words. They both know this land is soaked in more than oil now. It's soaked in truth, and truth burns hotter than any flame. Lightning cracks the horizon. Thunder rolls over the rigs. Somewhere, a truck explodes. The sound echoes across the valley like the land itself is screaming. The fire lights up the faces of everyone who's been pretending they're not a part of this. Every secret is about to crawl out from the dark. The young woman with the stolen files uploads them. It's too late to turn back. The screen flashes with names, bank accounts, hidden deals, every lie, every payoff, every buried truth. Within minutes, it spreads everywhere. The whole country starts to watch. The powerful start to panic. The town starts to tremble. The old foreman stands at the edge of the fire, the heat reflecting in his eyes. He's carried the weight of his guilt for too long, and now the land is demanding payment. He looks toward the burning rigs and whispers something only the wind can hear. Maybe it's an apology. Maybe it's a goodbye. The land roars again, sirens wail in the distance. Helicopters sweep over the oil fields. Reporters shout questions that no one answers. People run, not knowing if they're escape.